Hey, how you doing? Welcome to House of Flame and Stone, aka a Liberty 97. I'm Liberty. Welcome back, sis. It's been a while. I hope all is well, and I really hope you enjoy your reading with me. Um, Happy Easter. I was like, let me go ahead and get this reading done for I get my day started, and I was like, but because tomorrow my birthday, Aries season in full effect, and the crazy thing about it is your birthday the day before my sister's. Y'all probably see something new. I hope you enjoy this reading again. I don't want to do too much talking. If you would like to share your feedback about your reading, I would definitely appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for allowing me a chance to deliver you a reading with me. That little piece of hair sticking out, ooh. My head looked at a mess. I tried to put a little water on now, and I said, I can't go on camera with how I looked before I started. Spirit, please and thank you for the collective. What messages does the collective, the Pisces, need to hear right now? Please and thank you. What messages does the Pisces need to hear? The collective, what does she need to hear right now, Kimberly? Please and thank you. What does the Pisces need to hear right now? So the Five of Pentacles is the first card that fell with the Five of Swords. The Five of Pentacles means feeling left out in the cold, or could definitely be feeling like alone, or as if someone left you out or feeling left out in the cold. There was some type of conflict where someone wasn't communicating or speaking up on like decisions that need to be made. And the Four of Cups is in reverse. When it's in the upright, it means like over it, like overcoming it, or in their head about something. When it's in reverse, it's the complete opposite. So someone is definitely pushing through a situation instead of allowing the situation to like instead of like sitting in your emotions. Someone like is kind of start pushing like through it. Like, especially if it comes to like a ending of a cycle or end of a chapter, it's okay. Cycles end, chapters end, situations end. Certain situations have to happen in order for growth. In order for like the death, when the death card is here, doesn't necessarily mean that like somebody finna die or something like that. But it could be the end of a cycle, closing out a chapter, closing out a situation, the ending of a situation where, there could be a rebirth. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of a relationship. But sometimes when you have to stand on business, shit, that's just what it is. There could be a Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo officiant here, as well, or a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius. Fire is here. All of them here anyways. Like, it could be somebody that, I say this, act like they got split personality. And this is not a love reading. But this is something that I feel like you, Pisces, have put a lot into. The water is definitely, of course, your energy. Because Pisces are very intuitive and sometimes hard to read. But it doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bad thing. It just means that Pisces are the kind of like one of the most intuitive signs in the zodiac. So it's things that you are already, you know, aware of. Sometimes we just be needing a little clarity. But this is something that you've been pouring into a lot, and it's not as if you're waiting on it, but it ain't like you ain't been grooming it, if that makes sense. Because take a look, think about plants. You see how she's sitting here holding this looking at her plant. You know, it's not like she's just sitting there watching it grow, but you notice how she watering it, and that's the same situation. That's how it go in this situation, whatever you could be currently be dealing with. It's not like you ain't been watering it. It's not like you ain't been pouring into it. It's not that you ain't put no motherfucking effort into it, or whatever the situation may be. It's almost like you don't want the conflict. You don't want the chaos. You don't want the fire that comes with it. And with this 5 of Wands in reverse, the opposite of what is happening, you want. It's almost like what you want from the situation, or what you can currently be thinking right now, or currently be going through in your situation, is the opposite. Like, you want the opposite of what's happening right now. You don't want chaos. You don't want the conflict. You don't want to be feeling left out in the cold, or to not be reciprocating what you've been putting out. So when with the death card being here, you want the opposite of what you're receiving. So hopefully with this death card being here, this is the end of, you know, the cycle, or something to die, or this is the end of, you know, the game, the waiting game. You know, no more conflict, no more chaos, no more, you know, restless, or, you know, less energetic nights, or sitting there, you know, thinking about it for the most part. Especially when it comes to like your what could be, or what used to be, with nostalgia, reconciliation, a decision, a choice is happening for you, where you decide on what you want to do next, especially if you are torn in between a new chapter, or it's two chapters. It's two ways that you can spend this new chapter: alone, or with someone that you have put or in a situation, I'll say this, that you put effort and thought and care and compassion into, and groom, you know, and water. So I say it like this. Right now, you can definitely be a little ungrounded, and you need to get outside and ground yourself. And it's okay to stand in the ground. And right now, yesterday was the opening of a portal to kind of shift the dynamic. So it's up to you on how you shift this dynamic. I feel like you're overcoming a lot of betrayal and hurt, and the feeling of being backstabbed. The Page of Swords is in reverse. So this is the weight of the unfairness, and the ways that you were feeling, and the overcoming of the unfairness, and the probably kind of like, in a sense, like negative situations. There is balance. You will be finding balance. I definitely feel like you have to cut ties with a lot of people in your life. I feel like you will be finding balance after not being able to work well with certain people, or, you know, even much so co-parent with certain people. Imbalanced love, imbalanced emotions, misalignment, you know, and something came out that you weren't aware of, or something soon will be coming out that could be causing this shift. where all of a sudden everything kind of then went left compared to, some good news is headed your way. You'll be able to heal and move forward. There's going to be a part of you that has to surrender. There's going to be a part of you that has to surrender control. Because I feel like you can have kind of, not an alpha energy, but you, have been kind of like in control, or you try to stay in control of, your emotions. But I feel like in this situation, there's some type of submissive or some type of dominancy that you have to kind of, not even release, but kind of let, like, simmer down. I don't think you see it quite yet. That I feel like with this strength or this alpha energy or this kind of like dominant energy that you possess of, it's kind of could come from like being stable and stability, not having to, niggas don't want to struggle. Niggas don't want to go through struggles if they didn't already been through it. Sometimes dominancy comes from survival, not having to depend on nobody and not having to not have your own. And as a woman and an independent woman, that's one of the things that, it's not like we don't want a man to lead, but one of the things of it is wanting to be able to handle it by ourselves. That way, if one come, they come. If they don't, if one go, they can go. Because at the end of the day, this is my shit. Or if I'm in your shit and you tell me to get the fuck out, guess what I'm gonna do? Leave and do what? Go to my shit. So it's almost like not even being aware of how dominant you can be, and it has a lot to do with you letting your guard down in that aspect. If you're wanting, someone to be a leader in your life, because a man will cut you off real quick when you feel like, oh, okay, she got it all together. Oh, okay. Sometimes the intimidation is just real, and men can be intimidated by a strong woman. So it's not like you have to weaken yourself. It's just small submissions, but it's also being able to submit to, what's being offered. And it doesn't necessarily have to be love. It can be business. It can be friendships. It can be family. However it resonates, Because after the Eight of Swords fell, with the being in denial or not being able to see the truth, it's almost like a stuck feeling. Especially if you've been married before, it's almost like a situation of not wanting to repeat the same cycle. And if this person is like younger than you or coming in quite, like the situation is happening quite fast, it could be, or this person is like was wanting to move too fast. It could be, like, hold up, wait a minute. Are you even like serious right now? Are you really ready to like commit? You moving fast, but are you ready for like the things that, or do you respect me? Do you love me? Are you sure about this like commitment? And like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be love. It can be a business that you can feel like, do you respect the business? Why you want to move so fast in this? Like, it can almost seem like it's happening too fast when let's respect the business. Let's respect the values. Let's respect what we this commitment, like whatever it is that we're starting, because you don't want it to end up where it fall apart. And with the devil card falling right after the Hierophant, which is two major arcana cards falling back to back, it's almost like a double whammy where there's this situation where and I'm going to use this as a scenario. You've been dating this guy. Now all of a sudden the dynamic then shift, or, you know, the situation then shifted because of a submission thing, I'll say. Where you're not really blind. You could definitely be blinded by some of your dominant traits, and this reading could be helping you acknowledge, you know, yeah, you are a dominant woman. You are used to being independent, and sometimes that can make that can turn left in situations, but not for in certain situations, for different things for different strokes, because you could be dealing with a knight. So this is someone who has a completely matured into a man, and with this night energy being present, it makes sense on why it shifted, like the opposite of, you know, how it started. Like I said, Pisces love. They're very intuitive, and they're not really big on, you know, fighting. They don't too much care to fight. Now, they don't mean they ain't mean as fuck, but they like balance. They like peace. They like, you know, going with the flow. Now there's this misalignment because I think what this person wants to say that they're not saying is that you can be, you know, a little aggressive, if not too dominant. I don't know if you noticed that or if you're in denial about that, but that's the truth. And that's what turns most of your situations into these situations where it's kind of like push and pull. Y'all water sign something else, boy. The truth of it is, I feel like you can, once you start to, I don't know if it's about you starting to see it or you realizing it, but you're gonna get tired of being alone. You don't want to be alone. You don't want to sleep by yourself. That's where the acknowledgement comes in, and it's gonna be like a up and down battle for you, because it's even with this person, because you have to find a balance with already alpha energies, especially if you're dealing with a Capricorn. Capricorns are alpha energies, so they don't like to be controlled, or they don't like to feel less than or less dominant. Virgo's very controlling as well. Tauruses are very bullheaded. So not to, they aren't really alpha energies, but because there's a mixture of fixed and mutable energy with this cardinal. So I'm not gonna sit there and say that your person isn't dominant, but they don't. If they let you lead, then you can run them, basically. Not a Capricorn, though. You can't run no Capricorn. Shit, for the most part, a Taurus either. But the Three of Swords is about it's all about some type of truth here, you know, overcoming some type of storm, because to be honest with you, this too shall pass. But there's a lot of healing that needs to happen here, and I definitely feel like things can work, especially if it's business related, especially if you've been putting and poured a lot into this. But it's not gonna happen overnight. It's gonna take a lot of time and detail. Just remain positive, because there is hope there. Even in this relationship, if it's a relationship, because boom, with a masculine, you want this person to match your energy. You want this person to match your peace. And sometimes it's easier said than done for someone to reach those type of emotional frequencies. And for this person, I definitely feel as if he's very observant, and that this person really be watching you. And it's not that they don't have it, or they aren't able to, you know, be a provider. It's a thing of like intimidation. Like, she too independent for me. And you don't want that to be your downfall. And that's not the life that you manifesting for yourself. You manifest a man that can rise to the occasion. And I feel like this person can rise into the occasion, but it's not gonna it's gonna take a lot of time and detail. You just gotta remain hopeful that this person can be the person that he sees you to be, even if you are still an independent woman, but you're letting him lead. You got to let your guard down though, because you're very guarded, and you also like to be in control. You have to be more kind and loving to your soft girl era. Your soft femininity. That's the only way you can, you know, be happy. And you got to start listening to your intuition, because you know what the fuck you be doing. I'm gonna pull some. I'm gonna pull some African goddess, some oracle messages, kind of clarify. That's what I want to do. Clarify these messages. I'm gonna use these junkies. I'm going to use the junkie deck to clarify these tarot messages. And then I'm going to end the reading with some general goddess messages that you may need to hear. So can you clarify these tarot messages, please? And thank you for the collective for the Pisces. And thank you for these beautiful messages that I hope registrate and, you know, and resonate with the Pisces. A girl, I'm hearing, he wasn't man enough for me. Calling on the phone, asking me to come back home. Someone was being very possessive, very greedy here. But the message is good nights are not forever, not the end. They simply mean, I'll miss you until we meet again. This person could have been, could currently be emotionally unavailable. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't care, they don't love you, just ain't emotionally there yet. There is a purpose to this. There is a reasoning for this right now. Look, control spell, domination, entrapment. Come on, Spirit. I think it's both of y'all. Y'all both want to be with each other. Like, this man know who you is. He know that he know who you are in his life. He respect that you are a goddess. But I definitely feel like y'all both have issues with control, and this is what's draining the connection. But loyalty is big, both of you, to you both. Now decisions need to be made. The Seven of Cups here twice. All right, let me see what's at the bottom. Let's get a message, some guidance. Let's get a collective, some goddesses message. See how I said I'm going to give you some goddesses messages, and the goddess card popped up in the... I can't make this up. Come on, Spirit. Thank you. Pisces. See, there is definitely some good juju around you with Marie Laveau. Marie Laveau is a hoodoo woman out of New Orleans, Louisiana, Creole. You can definitely have some Creole in your bloodline, and good juju follows you, even if you feel like you don't have it's bad right now. It's okay. Sometimes it do be bad, but it get better. You just want to make sure that you're protecting you, being safe, loving you, pouring into you as while you go through this storm, because there is this is a storm that you could be going through, and it has a lot to do with lust and control. But there's some divine being stepping in who is definitely with you, watching over you, like a mother or a grandmama type of instinct, watching over you, praying over you. You can feel them the most closest to the beach. Definitely wanting you to do some reflection and look in the mirror. Within the mirror becomes the truth, and the truth is you've been betrayed, and sometimes your manifestations can become, you know, your revenge. The truth is you need to alchemize your power and to go and not to have revenge as the ultimate goal. Allow the betrayal to die and use your manifestations to manifest the life that you desire. Alchemize and turn your power, alchemize your power and turn it into gold versus revenge. Speak up and speak your truth. It's okay to talk to someone. Seasons is your manifestations are there, but you have to find joy again. Once you find the joy again, things will start to align. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much. Have a good day, and again, happy Easter.